Do you know what living beings are made of? Cell is a small basic unit of living organisms. It's a fundamental for life. The idea what cells are the fundamental units of life is part of the some called the cell theory. The cell theory says 1. A living being are made up of cells. 2. The cells is the anatomic, physical, or physiological unit of the living beings. 3. Acquired cells are descendants of the ancestral cells. 4. The hereditary material that contains the genetic characteristics of each cell.
Do you know what the vital function of cells are? The cell is capable of carrying out the activities for maintenance of life, such as nutrition, metabolism, response, information processing, reproduction, and growth. Structural function, where the same such as the pulsing DC, muscular DC, and bone DC that support the body and its organs. Secretory functions, generative substances essential for life and cell regulation of the body, has the mucous membrane of our glands. Metabolic functions, break down the nutrients or transport them through the body, has digestive cell in the intestine and red blood cell do you in the blood respectively.
Defensive function help the body to defend itself from external agents and eliminate them or deride diseases as do white blood cells. The control function coordinate the enormous diversity of processes in the body transmitting information and generating specific reaction to certain stimuli. The reproductive function combined with other sex cells from another organisms of the same species to give rise to a new individual sexual reproduction or TBD on their own. By mitosis to produce a new individual identical to the parent, asexual reproduction. They are classified by number of cells, unicellular and multicellular.
Do you know how many types of cells there are? According to structure, two that are prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Prokaryotic cells they have a simple basic structure without organelles and without a nuclear envelope, which is why their genetic material is dispersed, occupying a space called the nucleus, and which is in indirect contact with the rest of the cytoplasm. Prokaryotic cells are the smallest and are small in size. They were the first life forms on the earth, and these organisms are much simpler than eukaryotes. All living things made up of prokaryotic cells are unicellular. Eukaryotic cells have a more complex structure than prokaryotes and have membrane-bound organelles in their cytoplasm. The main characteristics of this type of cell is that it has a definite nucleus where the genetic material is found. Eukaryotic cells are larger than prokaryotic but have size that can vary widely. These cells appeared later than prokaryotes in Earth's history and constitute a step forward in the evolution of life as they allow a greater range of complexity. Eukaryotic cells are usually part of complex and multicellular organisms, although they can also be unicellular organisms such as yeast.
There is a great morphological diversity with eukaryotic cells, with animal cells and plant cells. Both animal and plant cells have mitochondria, which are the organelles where cellular respiration takes place, a process that allows the cells to gain energy in the fusions. The cell nucleus is another characteristic shared by both type cells. The cell genetic material DNA is housed in the membranous structure. Plant cells have chloroplasts, organelles where photosynthesis takes place, a process by which the plant synthesizes its own food. Their organelles awaken the plant cells. The cells animals do not have a cell wall.